Hello everyone, welcome to the Watch Poplars. Today I'm going to be working on my sweet acacia, I believe. Now, it defoliated itself. I think it defoliated this, it did this overnight. It was full of leaves. Now, it did it over time. Over the fall, it lost these leaves, and over the late summer as well, but it defoliated most of its leaves, and if you see this, look, they're all falling off. Yeah. So that's interesting. I think it's time for me to bring it inside. You know, they're not super hardy. They can't freeze. We got a very light frost this morning, and yeah. So I think that marks the time I should put this inside. Maybe in my room. Maybe somewhere that is warm and sunny. So I'm already using that plastic cover for this, for those cuttings, the white poplar cuttings. They need if they're exposed to the moving air and the wind, and it'll kind of dry them out a little bit before they root, and that is not something I want to happen. So yeah, I need to protect my sweet acacias. And it looks like they're starting to come out into leaf. I don't know how, but that's what it looks like they're doing. You see these little leaves coming out. Yeah, all over, tiny leaves. So I'll keep this in the house, and I'll think it's spring, because it is going dormant. And I need to ensure that it thinks that spring has arrived. And it's been kind of just sitting here, cool and dormant for the past month and a half or more, maybe 2 months. So I want to make sure that so it stopped growing in like early November, and they're a tropical plant, and I want to make sure that they get what they need. So I'm gonna bring this inside. I was going to make a video about collecting moss today, but oh look, an orchid leaf fell off. It might still be alive, I'm not sure. But yeah. So I'm gonna bring this inside. So I was gonna make a video about collecting moss, however, I didn't really think about that. Oh well, actually, that was my original plan, but I realized once I looked at my acacia, and I was like, oh, this just happened overnight. It can't get any frost or cold conditions close to 40. I mean, the lowest I would take this down into is 40. It went to 42, and this is defoliated. So that makes me think that it's now time to protect this for the rest of the winter. I'll quickly show you all of my other subtropical and tropical plants. So here's the mimosas that I pruned in the last video. At the very beginning, actually. It was the first one I worked on. And yeah, the leaves open up a little bit every day during the winter, so they're not defoliating. They're subtropical temperate trees, so that they can take a little bit of frost, but they can't go far below freezing. Here I have an acacia. This is a different kind of acacia. This is silver wattle, and I think these might be invasive. They might be invasive. I see these a lot, and during this time of year, the flower buds on the parent trees are getting ready to bloom in January. And it is normal for them to bloom in the inactive period of the year, where they live naturally. And I think these live either in South America, South Africa or Australia. I'm not sure. I think South Africa is where they live naturally. But they bloom during the colder season or the drier season, I believe. I'm not sure. Maybe it rains during the warm season over there, but I don't know. I water these all the time. They're doing really well. But silver wattle can tolerate frost, even with these delicate leaves. A little bit of frost, and that would make it go dormant. Now, I don't know why this leaf is brighter colored than that one. I think it might still be growing for some reason. But it's certainly growing slower, and as soon as it starts to warm up, it'll spring back, and with enough energy to carry it on, just like a sudden spring. Sesbania, they grow in southern Brazil, where you can get some frost and cold weather, but usually that's during the dry time of the year. So they're very fast growing trees, but these I've seen these grow in Walnut Creek, so, and it probably got colder over there. It probably got below 40 over there, which is like a few degrees. They probably got to 4 degrees Celsius over there, and we got to 6. No. 5.5, I'm guessing. 5.5 degrees Celsius. 42 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, this is defoliated completely, and it will be defoliated until it gradually starts to warm up. Now we are getting a warm spell coming up in the next 10 days. It's gonna slowly kind of warm up into like possibly the low 60s, which is absolutely insane for this time of year. I hope that doesn't happen because I'm not ready for spring quite yet, but I am ready to repot all of my trees. I just don't want any warm weather happening because I love winter. It's I think it is my favorite time. Early winter is my favorite time of the year. It's actually already passed. My favorite time of the year is when there's fall colors and the chance for snow. That's all. But we don't really get snow here, but we get fall colors. Here I have another Sesbania seedling, and I think this I planted as a seed, and it got mauled by snails a little bit, but it's doing really well. I don't think the snails will be as active at this time of the year. But yeah, I have another silver wattle right here, and I pruned this in the last video, and it's a tiny seedling. I briefly showed this, but I didn't prune it. This is just a leaf stem. It's just hanging on. But this is a Ceiba speciosa, a silk floss tree. These are the ones that have the spiky branches, the big bold thorns, and pink flowers in winter, and they look kind of partially succulent. Oh, that leaf just came off. But yeah, I don't know if I'll prune this next year, I guess. But I just want this to grow. These also grow, and they grow in Brazil, northern Argentina, and Bolivia, Paraguay, where it's kind of like temperate and subtropical. They get a cold dry period, so they have a lot of trees that can adapt to dry periods. They probably have a puncha, which is the pear cactus in scientific terms. Opuntia is Opuntia. And yeah, So this is native to there, and I will make sure to give it the similar climates as it does over there. There's a mountain range in Brazil, southern Brazil, like Minas Gerais, I think. I hope I'm getting that right. Minas Gerais. Anyway, that it gets kind of cold there. I one time in 2022, I was checking the radar, I checked over there, and there was a bit of snow on forecasted over there. So it does get kind of cold sometimes. The snow didn't stick anyway. So over here I have some leguminous plants. There's these. I don't know if these are tamarind. No, they're not tamarins. Tamarins? I think tamarins are less hardy. I'll show you one in later in the video. But there's acacias. That's definitely these thinner leafed ones. They're going dormant, and it's warmer here during the winter than it is where I collected these from seed. Including these bottle trees of some sort. I'm very sure it's bottle trees because the seed I got these from under were black and hard. They had a hard shell. They looked like baobab seeds. And inside those seeds, there was fluff and like this silky stuff. And then I was looking at the ground. All the seeds were empty. But I found these nuts on the ground. And they looked like they fit the perfect size. Like there were little like dimples in the silk inside of the trees that perfectly fit the seeds I was finding. So I brought all of them home, and then 2 of them germinated. And I'm very sure that those were the ones that germinated because they were the biggest seeds and they germinated into fat seedlings. So yeah, that's interesting. They have like leaves in leaves of 3. They're kind of round like this, but a lot bigger. And they're kind of different from these. They're not leguminous plants. But every one of these are leguminous. And they're subtropical and temperate, so they can tolerate some light frost. And avocados, I don't know where they grow. Maybe northern Mexico, I have no idea, but they are a temperate tree. They can tolerate frost, and they need cold. A lot of the plants I'm showing you need a cold period to spring back with a lot of energy in the following spring. And actually every single plant I'm growing needs that, except the amount of time where they need that is different, such as my sweet acacias. But these, they stopped growing I think late in last month. The tips are firm, but they still have some color to them. Some reddish. I don't know. Maybe they're still hardening off, but I don't know. But maybe it's just vigorous. It was just a late spike of growth. But yeah, I have 2. That's all I'm gonna have. 2 avocados. This is, these might be the same age. I think this one's younger. This is older. So, yeah. This is the older one. And this is the most developed one. This one just happened to sprout more branches. Yeah, and so there's a bud here. And then lower down on this one, there's a bud right here. So I'll prune those to just stumps and then regrow the branches. But yeah, they need a colder period. Not too cold, not below 30 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 1 degree Celsius. They need that in order to fruit and flower. Here is my tamarind, and I have it warming up in the sun here. It's very warm here. The light is very warm, and I don't want to open up this, but the plastic is warm, which is a good sign. It means the air in here is warm. Maybe, I mean, I don't know how well insulated it is at night here, but in this container, but I don't know. They're doing fine. The leaves might have fallen off and died, but their stems are doing very well. Maybe I can smack this and kind of make the water show more, so I'll do that. So you can see they're definitely still alive. There are no leaves coming out at this moment. Those are the ones that kind of partially came out, and then we're faced with kind of colder temperatures. So these are probably true tropical trees, the tamarins, probably native to South Africa, maybe South America, maybe like Brazil or something. Savannas, kind of temperate savannas. So yeah, they are either subtropical or tropical plants. If they're subtropical, that's probably really good. I'll probably not kill them because they can handle some nights that don't go below, like, I don't know, 45. Maybe it gets a bit warmer in here at night than I think, or that I worry. But these are very nice trees. The Wikipedia image for this, the article for these plants, is a bunch of tamarins planted along the side of a road. They have a very sweeping structure, kind of like that, and they don't really. I don't think they spread out as much. They kind of grow like that. And most, I don't know, a lot of trees with this kind of leaf shape, they grow kind of like that, and then like spreading out a lot, like acacias and peony style, and yeah. But I don't know. I'll try to style these trees like the ones I see in that image for the Wikipedia article of this species. While I'm passing by this azalea, I want to show you the flowers on them. They're opening. The azalea flowers naturally open during the colder period. I don't know why, but I guess our cold periods stimulate them to flower, so that's nice. Pardon the car. I'm going to, since there's no more foliage on here, I think it's safe. Until this breaks dormancy, I'm going to free this of its moat. I'm going to put it on the stump, I guess, and I'll trade places for the sweet acacia. We'll now use this so that I don't have mold growing on my windowsill, or I don't know. It's the best place for it. You know, I found a bunch of seeds from Key West, Florida, brought them over flight, and here I planted them in that bed. Once they germinated, I planted them in that pot where they are in now. 2 of them germinated, and now I have some subtropical plants that need to be protected regardless. So yeah, these will go in here. Now I have a little table in my room. It gets moderate light. It's right there. And yeah, I'll show you that. So here is there. I have to clear some stuff. Now this right here, that dead branch, that is just to make my room smell like noble fir, and then I have this. It's for the same purpose. You could see it got cold last night. There's lots of condensation on the window. But yeah, I have all my gardening supplies here, so I'll have to possibly make a more space for them. All of my seeds in the pill containers over there are also there. And yeah, let's see, I don't know, I think I could put these in that greenhouse if I put it on there and get another bamboo stick, and then I can use this plastic cover for the sweet acacia, kind of slowly acclimate it to the springtime temperatures instead of just abrupt change, and then put it back over there where it used to be before I decided to move it out here and get it the coldest temperature that it will face. I think I'll do that. I think that is valid. So I'll get these bamboo sticks and kind of fix that setup over there. Alright, so now you're kind of balancing on a moldy stump and it's very slippery. However, it's a good thing that the chainsaw or the saw, whatever was being used, there's a little groove in the wood and the phone is being stopped by that, so that's good. Now I'm going, there's a dead hibiscus here and it's all dusty. That was all the pigments and stuff and the dust. Maybe that's mold, powdery mold. Yeah, it's mold. Look at that. Yeah. The roots, the lowest part of it is still alive. I think. It looks alive. Oh, well, it's not, because I scratched it and it's brown and it's not green. So I'll stick this in here. Gotta check the size. It's good. It works. So, I'm gonna clear this chair away, I don't need it. So there. Because the one that were the original ones, these two broke. You know, the greenhouse went like that during the storm. The wind was coming from there, and it just blew like that, and sailed over my big leaf maple, which you are now leaning on. So now, this stick is a bit big. I need to replace it. Now, hopefully this works. I hope I replace the sticks in a good spot because it better work. Align them perfectly. Or else it's going to take a lot longer than I hoped it would take. And actually, when I am completely done with this, I will show you the end result. This is going to take a while. Alright. The chick. Oh, yes. Alright. I'm almost done. I gotta just feed it in through the pipe. And hopefully this does not fail. No. This. Come on. Okay. Good. Okay, there. All good. Oh gosh. Just stabbed myself with the metal mesh. And yeah. Alright. Check that last one. Yeah, that's good. And now I can put my white poplars in there. Alright, here I have my white poplars. They're doing well. And It's well above freezing actually. I'll make sure that there's actually no wind in here, so if there's any plants that are kind of delicate at this moment, I'll make sure that they don't get any wind. I don't want them drying out. Now there are some tears in the greenhouse, but that's fine. A little bit of air circulation is okay. Just a slight amount. Should I put my larches and no, they're fine. The larches and the aspens, I don't think there's any problem with them kind of not surviving. But they're just fine. I put moss over them. Now the video I made on Christmas Day, it cut off. I think, or maybe I just accidentally pressed the end video button. But here is the aspen cuttings. I put a little bit of moss over them, and that will spread. It'll spread a little bit. I don't have good faith in the bigger one. There's no buds. No buds. But yeah, we'll see. But this is a video about tropical, subtropical plants, and I'm gonna put this over there with the tamarind. These oysters are from the Christmas dinner, and they're still disgusting. I mean, the flies are eating them. So yeah, that explains it. So here is the place I'll be putting them. Now I gotta empty all this water. This is like the warmest. This is actually very warm. The air is just really warm over here. So that's nice. This is a nice spot too. If you live in zone 9, you have a sunny spot. This is the sunniest place in our yard that I can get to easily. So I gotta dump this, but I don't want to waste it. I like reusing water. I'll be using all this water in spring. There's a bunch of water in there, but I have it covered because there's a bunch of mosquitoes I'm trying to kill. I think you don't like it here because the mosquitoes, because they don't like all the water, the leaves. Okay, what I'm saying is that there was a whole bunch of leaves in here, and it turned the water black. You can see it's black. So that's nice. That means this water is mosquito free. The water in this bucket is not, and it has mosquito larvae in it, and I have the cover over it so that they die. I don't know. They probably don't like shade, constant shade, but yeah, I will put this under the sweet acacia. Now I gotta see. Yeah, that's good. Now, for those of you who don't know what mosquito larvae look like, I will show you. I want to focus. Oh, it's not. Well, I'll bring you back here, and they're kind of just squirming around. Little wiggly things, that's what I'm looking for. You can barely see, oh my god. But yeah, I use this water to water these because the rainwater we get, this is rainwater, by the way. Alright, I'll put that over here, make sure that they're not overlapping. How is the space doing? Gotta make sure that this is well sealed so that it feels like spring. So how are they doing? Should I raise that up a little bit? I think I should, because the water is going to pool in here just by condensation. There's going to be a pool at the bottom, and I got to prevent that. Now, it's quite warm here, so it's like in the 60s. It feels like the 60s here. The air feels like it's in the 60s right here. So that's good. I'll grab something that these can be with, that they won't get too cold. I'll try one of these bricks, just one. Oh yeah, that fits quite nicely, so that should work. Now we'll see how that fits. I'll see. Oh. Well, there is a chance I can prune it a little bit more. I can do that. Was the wood tough? I don't know. Something tells me the wood was very tough on these. Alright, I got my scissors. I'm wearing some very squeaky... excuse me. I'm wearing some very squeaky shoes. But yeah. So we'll see. I'm gonna prune. This branch looks like it might die. I'm not sure. It's a bit yellow right there. But I have faith in it. I'll just prune the very tip of this one off. So that's a good height. And then there's a nice pair of leaves coming out right here. So that should be a very nice place to prune it, but I'll keep. So there were the side of the dome was kind of pushing it like this. Just like that. Just only a bit like that. So I think I can just prune the very tip of it, just where there are branches. So the wood on this is not very tough. I don't know. I feel like it was. I don't know. Yeah, I do remember it was tough, but I just don't know. Oh God. Maybe I just got used to it. I don't know. I haven't been pruning stuff like this for a while. Oh, I just remembered. The thing I had under this pot is actually right here. So I'll get that. And yeah, I did not need this brick. No wonder. No wonder I had it in here without touching the top. So there it is. It's kind of like an inch tall. That should keep it from the water. Kind of drowning it a little bit. That should do. And now it's a bit wobbly, so I'll center it. It's perfectly, the diameter of the thing I'm putting under the pot is completely perfect with the base of the pot. So that's nice. Now I'll grab this and put it in here. On. That is nice. That is a good fit. And I'll close this up so that it just thinks it's spring. Now at night, it does get a bit cold in here. I could keep a thermometer in here. That would be nice. I think I'll do that. Now, because I'm not protecting any tropical trees in the greenhouse, I can now remove and untie the thermometer. It's a good thing I tied this kind of loose. I got this thermometer from the Wolfboro Scout Camp. It's a very nice thermometer. I meant to give it back to them, but I think I forgot. Or maybe I just didn't. I don't know. I think I just didn't have the time to remember or something, but there it is. And this has helped me learn the Celsius. So you can see right now, it's just above 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 11 degrees. It's 10.5 degrees Celsius, which is 50 51 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, that's nice. Now, I will get this and put it, I'll probably put it with the tamarind, because the tamarind is the most cold sensitive. And I need to know. I need to know what the temperature is day and night over there. So here's a better look at the tamarind. To see the leaves? They're kind of fallen off. There's one behind this sedge here. It's a small one. Where did it go? Oh, it's here. I should probably prune this sedge back. I have my scissors with me. Alright. I gotta be careful of this little one, the little tamarind. I think if I had a daughter, I would name her Tamarind. That is a nice name. My biology teacher inspired me by that idea to name your kids after plants. But make sure that it sounds right for them, I guess. I don't know. That is too far in my future to be concerned about, but yeah. I thought that was an interesting thought. An interesting thought. The things I say. There! And then, I don't need this hemlock in here. It probably won't do well anyway with this warm winter they're having, as well as these beans. These beans are dead. So there. Now the hemlock is in the carrot family. I forgot what the scientific name for the carrot family was. I feel like, I don't know, maybe sedge? Sedge? Could be. No, not in the carrot family, but a subtropical grass. It just looks like it. It gives off subtropical vibes. I don't know why, but there you can only see the tamarinds. So I'll put this here. I don't know if the liquid needs to be vertical or horizontal. I don't know. But I'll leave it here. Hopefully it does not. This is growing in a very big tray of water. I might need to refill it. That looks a bit risky. Now I know there may not be any wind, but I just don't know. I don't want to risk. I could, God, I don't know. I'll think about it. I need this to actually sit in here. So before I had this tray of water right here, this would dry out. So I'm glad I remember that, because that's the reason why all the leaves fell off, because it was not getting water. The soil would be bone dry after a few days. So I'm glad I got to this, and these are probably accustomed to some drought during the cold period of the year, so I'm very glad I got that quick. So now I think there is, that sits pretty well. I'm confident that it's not going to get lost in here. So yeah, it's in a nice place, and I can look at it and kind of shake this dome a little bit so that the guy can get the condensation and kind of peer in there and check the temperature. So that's nice. I'll seal that up. I don't know if wait a second, there's a hole in there. I have an idea. I can put a little stick in here, and that should keep it from just sliding out from underneath. I'll do that. Then I will be able to kind of just look in there without peering over. And yeah, that would be nice. I'm gonna reuse one of these. My poplar? I don't know. It's probably gonna think it's spring if it is still alive. I can check if it's still alive. It's kind of half dead. It's still sort of green, but it's kind of turning gray brown. But I'll use my poplar stick. It's a fair size. That's too tall. So how this could fit, like so, just about resting on one of the buds. I'll prune the tip and we'll see how that works. This is growing in either very granular soil or it's just, yeah, I don't know, it's just not letting me go very far in. I just needed to know how, okay, that I have to prune a little bit more, so I'll do that. There. This is not a cutting. It's a makeshift pole. Now I'll put this. Oh, okay. My God, if that falls while I am doing something else, I will have to do meticulous stuff. So that is nice. That is a good setup. And make sure that it's warm and sealed up. So there. That is good. I like that. So I'll check the temperature later today and see how warm it is. So that is all for today. This is the Watch Poplars, and thanks for joining me here. And I'll see you next time.